Welcome to Hearthstone 4. This is a continuation of an old playthrough that I did with the United Kingdom, 1938 September, so basically 1 year till World War II. On my first video, I basically defended France, and that's fine. On normal, not particularly difficult. You just fill up the front with manpower from, like, India, basically. But I want to let France fall, and this is the point where I need to start preparing for whatever I'm to decide. So I want to go quickly over what I did defending France. Basically, you put a supply hub, like right here, on the front with Italy, and then you just pull up. Like, it's not particularly difficult to turtle, but since I'm letting France fall, I got a plan for defending or just taking over Africa. If I want to take over Ethiopia or use it as like a bleeding point, by that I mean just defending this and then using the Navy to carrier or convoy raid. Like, it'll essentially just bleed Italy. If they attack, they lose. If they stay there, they lose. And maybe prepare a defense of Greece. If you keep a hold of Greece, it's pretty mountainous and it's pretty easy to defend, so chances are someone, probably Italy, will just bleed manpower trying to take it over and over. Alright, so the first thing I'll do is put a few supply hubs. You got some red, you got some orange. This spot right here is basically perfect between these two supply hubs. And then, like I said, I'll probably hold here and just bleed them out with convoy raiding, so I don't think it needs to be there. It probably wouldn't matter. As long as these are built before, like, they got bad supply too, because it's just Africa. As long as this is built before World War II, you're fine. So let me check this. I got a lot of manpower because I was just planning for whatever. You could probably shift on limited conscription. I'm going to finish these ones, and then I'm going to start retooling for the Battle of the Blitz. I'm kind of already tooled for it. Alright, it'll just be like a trickle of equipment. Other than planes. Like, I'll just ramp up planes really, really quickly. And now the aluminum thing starts. I don't want to trade with France because they're going to fall, so any extra civs they get is essentially a net loss for me. And I think that's it. I can save my PP for a bit, maybe even dump it. Anything useful here? Got the mills boost. No. Yeah, I can save up and then immediately go Grand Battle Plan Expert. So I probably want to take North Africa, which requires you dealing with the crazy bad supply. You got no ports all the way on this line, so you'll probably have to build one port there. It's a lower priority. It'll be done quick, so the supply hubs up top because they take a long time. Using up my fuel to train up my fleet. Let's see what my production looks like. Yeah, that's good. Sure. I've got some extra aluminum somewhere. Am I building infrastructure? Do I have max infrastructure on? Oh, if you need more aluminum, this is the place. British Guiana. I'm gonna push that up, actually. Like that. Yeah, that's good. He has 84 base, and you build 4 infrastructure, you get 47 more. And I don't think I have any excavations done. 2 excavations, never mind. I have a couple. Alright, so we still got a year until World War II. Got a lot of time to repair. Intel, okay, SIS. That was for like stability or something, probably. So this route you'll probably need to go either Mountaineers or Marines, maybe even both. Amphibious warfare and transport models. Get that before 1940, but that's fine for now. Since I want to ramp up fighters for the Blitz, I'm going to do aircraft production group. Go over there. It's literally just 10% production cost reduction for carrier fighters and fighters. And if you really want to go ahead on 1940 frame, it's a bit ahead of time, but it's a valid option. Considering you're going to be turtling, like air turtling, for quite a while. 1938. I think I will get Field Hospital. Leave the check, sorry. Sure, whatever. Field Hospital gets good. It doesn't get good until 1942, but if you have a lot of, like, you have a dedicated pushing division that's just only for attacking, it's a pretty good option to use a Field Hospital. Just put them on counter intel and get some XP. No, not investing in Turkey. Sorry, bro. Alright, I gotta figure out something to do with this political power. Oh yeah, I'll finish up some of the major ones. Actually, I'll just do the 5 to get to an extra spy. $1938. I don't have a whole lot to do. So anything, maybe prepare for doing a tank, med tank division. That's fine. Get that Mayo somewhat leveled. I think you can afford amphibious tanks as the United States. I don't think you can do it as the UK. They don't have a light? Really? Any Navy stuff I can do? No. I am literally done with all the Navy stuff right now. I guess light tank, just in case I need something on that side, like recon or something. Me tank breakthrough. Now I got a bunch of obsolete cruisers. I'll switch it up. I'll do a few destroyers. Two destroyers, one cruiser. It's not really necessary to do carriers as the UK unless you're shifting over to the Pacific. Like in the Mediterranean, carriers aren't that useful. But also, I probably should start producing carrier naval bomber fighter. I'll make a couple of variants. They don't have cannon yet. It's not 1939 yet. Alright, do fighter, super submarine, or super marine, not super submarine. Alright, that's the carrier one. Need to do a bomber, carrier bomber. Double engine, doing super marine as well. Can add a turret. Sure. Just do one each. Put them on the top, and let's see. Another spy, just put on counter until you get a trickle of XP. Army Department, Air Force Department, Navy Department. Those are high priority ones that actually affect combat, so definitely want to get those. It's getting close to the point that I might want to do something ahead of time. It's December 22nd, so like just barely trying to scrape the bottom barrel of things to research that's not ahead of time. I'll do construction 3. Already obsolete crew. Oh, never mind. I'm finishing those ones off. Got a few fighters in reserve. Where's my plane stack? I merge them. Gonna quick deploy fighters. Dump just all the fighters out. Keep training them. Last spy. Nothing good. Naval Department. Sure. Alright, 1939 to the industry line. Getting full on fuel, so let's get some more Navy XP. I could start spending, I'll prep a little bit. In the beginning you could do naval reform, which gives you a boost to naval XP, but yeah, I think repair is just more useful. Grand Fleet, sure. I'm actually going to be kind of offensive in the beginning, especially against Italy. So I might want to do victory or death or flexible organization. Let's do flex org. Professional army, theater training, centralized control, air crew surveys, yes. If you got no doctrines, that's like one of the best ones. Alright, need 2 more for the extra spy. I guess I'll start crypto. And basically just have to wait for the war to start. Well, actually, I need to wait for the supply to get to the places where I can garrison the front line. Alright, industries are being researched. 1939, infantry 2. There's a pre-war, and then there's infantry 1, and then there's infantry 2. So technically this is infantry 3, but it's numbered infantry 2. Aircraft production group. Alright, your supply is done, so you need railways. This is the big one here. I guess put it behind the river, it's not a huge deal. Get this one connected. Push them to the top. You got this port up here that's not connected. I mean, it's a port, so it doesn't necessarily have to be, but railway will open up the bottlenecks if necessary. That's good for now. Once the railways are up, I'll garrison everything. This is planes, fighters. This is a special one. Sure, whatever. 10% defense, air defense. Yeah, free mill. I mean, I don't think it's literally free. It has to remind you, like, you want to guarantee because for some reason there was no event, and constantly people would forget and be like, "Oh, I didn't guarantee Poland," and then they get declared war on. It's like, "Oh, can't do anything about it now." Running out of fuel. Sure, just go repair. Any extra fighters I can put out? 120. Train those. Infantry, or artillery 2. Infantry 2's going, artillery 2 would be the next high priority. Alright. So, there's pretty, like, I guess 2 options really. I was gonna say a lot of options, but honestly there's 2 options. Go down here, remove war to end all wars to get more population at 30% is pretty huge. Or alternately, you can start going on here investing in some of your colonies, quote unquote, you know, the rest of the Commonwealth. And since they're out of danger for quite a while, it might be worth it in the long run. There's a lot of factories down here, so I suppose it'll help just lend-leasing in general. Increases the productivity of the Commonwealth as a total by quite a bit. Alright, now it's time to start staging things. So yeah, I want to hold here just to bleed Italy. It probably takes... Let's see. I want to get these as close to 24. That's no, it's 24 there. They don't have to be exactly 24, as long as they're less. I'll do 3 Army Corps. Supply's an issue, so I guess I'll do Monty. Monty's got logistics wizards, which makes him pretty good. He's got offensive doctor and unyielding defender if he wants it. Sure. He's kind of just holding on Ethiopia for now. Defense, max defense. It doesn't really need to be max defense, but higher defense generals for this army. 2 4s, 2 4s, 2 4s. And they can get some XP while defending. Shift click. I'll do an attack order just for the planning bonus. Chances are they won't be attacking for a long time, but get them down there. Alright, so this one I want to be more of a... Actually, since it's here, I can just do 2 maybe. I'm going to make this the offensive team. Perfect. But I will have them on Monty as well. Actually, it does mean I need to train. Can I even train? Yeah, they have no more manpower in India. Let's use Burma. Sorry, Burma, you're the next in line of being drained of your manpower. It's a weird ass looking. That's actually close to what I want. This one. Just gotta edit a little bit. What does the standard one look like? No. Edit? No. Yeah, just look at it. 18 and just bodies. These are all India, some not India. I think what I will do... Yeah, let's try something. I'm gonna edit this. No, I'm gonna take one of the Indian ones. So I'll need to do it for British and India. So I'm duplicating, and I'm gonna make a more offensive, which is basically just more artillery. Maybe 25 width. Do I want to do anything with this? Yeah, maintenance company. This is the offensive one, so it's gonna burn through equipment. 25 width. A little bit of artillery, manpower, that's fine. And then attack, infantry, India, okay. It's 45, it's not good. I'll change the symbol to, this is my offensive symbol. And then I might have to do that with the British units too. This is, like I said, offensive, 4-4 offensive. This is going to be a threat line. Oh, he has to have 2 attack orders. Actually, shit. I want it on Monty. Actually, I'll do this. I'll use another field marshal for Ethiopia. I don't think logistics will be an issue, but it could be. That's why I built the supply hubs. Alright, now I'm going to switch all these ones to the aggressive India. They have... Oh, it's telling me how much of my manpower. It doesn't say how much of their manpower we need. Can I switch these to the Indian division? I don't think so. You can. Well, I'm going to switch the Indian divisions to this division. But I do need more units, so... This is just for defense. It'll probably be just for Greece. I think it'll just be like a 20 width infantry, engineer, 1 artillery. That's fine. And train however many they can support. That's good for now. They'll probably bleed Burma's manpower pretty quick too. Engineer for defense. And you got, let's see how much. See, I don't want to use all the manpower of the Commonwealth. Like, I could just use this, use it to hold. There's some places I want to hold. I might want to deploy just like 2 random dudes from Malaya and put them on Burma. Or not Burma, Malta. I don't think I'll even... I got tons of generals, just use a really crappy one. You're a 1-1. You get to garrison a Burma. Not Burma. Why do you keep saying Burma? Because I was looking at Burma. I'll let them train up. Alright, off you go. But I haven't even touched the Commonwealth's troops. They're terrible for offense, frankly. So, I said I wanted to develop the Commonwealth. I also kind of need to get air defense. Poland will fall, but they won't be attacking France for a bit. So I'll develop the Raj, I suppose. They're all 70 days, right? 70, 70, 70, 70, yeah. 1939 maintenance, yeah. Alright, so where's supply issue? Okay, I can motorize these 2 attack divisions. That's still not enough. I got enough trucks for it, yeah, I've got plenty of trucks. Maybe add logistics. Yeah, crap. And then research logistics too. Better, but not great. So I want to attack North Africa and then basically let Italy try to naval invade and then keep counterattacking and bleed their manpower that way. I do need a little bit of help pushing, probably. I still want to produce that many planes. New cruiser. I gotta start ramping up mills. Okay. Just looking for building slots. Okay. I can use a little bit of the fuel for naval XP and a little bit of naval XP for doctrine. Destroyers, yeah, just be anti-destroyer. So put on air doctrine, sure, why not, just so I don't forget it. And let's do the first doctrine, Grand Battle Plan Expert. And then 1 doctrine. Is artillery 2 done? Get that done. Just checking production. Need a few more infantry. Deploy fighters. Alright. I need to ramp up, so I'm going to do civilian economies for the Swiss decision. Construction speed 10%, yeah. Infantry 2 is done. Let's do soft tech reliability. Gotta equip it. I'll just put them on front line, whatever. Just clean it up. Support equipment. I might want to add. I might actually want to do excavation as well. Or, yeah, oil field refining. Once you're at war, you'll like, oh my god, how much civs do I have to trade for oil? It'll be crazy, so. There are a few states, or literally just one for UK, but a few states that have good resources, a few oil. And then Ceylon, Sri Lanka, a few rubber. And I already got British Guiana. Alright, so the major thing is, do you have enough supply on this front line to push through North Africa? These are level 2 motorized. I mean, it should. Max speed, fuel usage down. Definitely need that. So I am going to take some of India's. Interesting side note, Japan has war goals eventually on British Malaya and Dutch East Indies. So if you don't call in, you know, any of the Commonwealth, they will not be at war with Japan. Japan will only be at war with the UK, or Great Britain, UK, and British Malaya, and whatever allies that want to join on their own. Obviously, Dutch East Indies, the Netherlands, but all you really need to do is defend Singapore against Japan, and then just wait for the US to start ramping up. I do want enough political power so I can go total mob and then women in the workforce immediately. So it'll be 250 PP. Max speed for fighters. I got 400,000 manpower in pool, so it's not like I need to go down here. This stability war support is useful for you if you get gas masks. So, you know, maybe. But I'll develop Canada. Canada ain't gonna get invaded. We can't go promising land. What is Atrea? If we manage to capture it from Italy, actually, whatever, I don't care. Incoming raid on Sussex, really? World War II just started. Gotta invite Poland. Alright, we are at war. I do want the Commonwealth to be at war with Germany because they're not going to be able to project. Let's see. So you can use planes, like you got tons of planes, you might want to use them in France just to slow Germany down a little bit. So you can get prepared for that. Get the trains out, training. Get the planes out for training. Get the trains out for planing. Alright, like you have a crazy powerful fleet, you're only at war with Germany right now. I think this is the only place that you could do convoy raid. I suppose you could do it in your own zones, and it's possible to get through. They get something there, but chances are this is the only zone you need to do right now. I'm gonna avoid this zone. Yes, the fuel is just horrible. Okay, total mob. Oh, I can't, because I need war support now. So that would have been a good reason to do gas masks, issue gas masks. Is a little 5% war support. So what I can do is utilize domestic film industry, 10%. Masterpiece. I don't have enough to go women in the workforce immediately, but that's alright. Or I could have waited for Neville to just leave. Extra mills. Need to trade for oil now. Just trading to the US. They don't really need the civs, but it's a safe trade, right? Let's see if that's enough oil. Nope. 120. Nope. Let's try 200. I do get a bit of. Yeah, sure, whatever. Might need to start building a few convoys, just like a little extra convoy. Okay. And do this. Put another production line at the bottom. 39. Need the oil. I do need cannons, so let's do the plane stuff. Poland capitulates. Italy's not in the war yet. So Germany is going to declare war on Denmark and Norway. You can just park your navy in this coast here and do some naval stuff. A few convoys here and there. It's not going to be a whole lot, honestly. Yeah, I'll use my planes or whatever. Let's see what they got. Too many Too many planes right here. Is that better? Split them up a little bit. Split them up a little more. So what's the... Yeah, they're not going to even bother contesting until they're at war. So what I can do is I'll turn off the cast and then put it on interception instead. So if there's no bombers, yep, they just activated. Let's see what happens. They should prioritize fighters still, but they're only up when the air zone is contested. Yeah, where are they affecting my convoys? I don't see it. Anyway, whatever. 39, can work on some more plane stuff, go ahead of time. It's the boosted 99 days, it's fine. $1939, I might want to invest in Mountaineers too. If you push from Greece, like if you get into Italy, you might need Marines in Italy to get into Italy, but once you're in Italy, you probably need Mountaineers. A lot of M's. Alright, I'll go for air defense. Just prepare for the blitz when it happens. Need women in the workforce. So you got these, once things capitulate, you can literally just use command power, 25 command power, get some army XP, like how much was it? It's like 25 or 50, so it's pretty good. Just use doctrines, anything for destroyers. This one's the big destroyer one, so I'm just gonna straight for it. Air superiority. I'm doing interception, this is 20%, but air superiority is more important. So let's keep an eye on what's happening here. Yeah, they aren't exactly winning. I have so few civs, I actually do want to build... Like, I need mills, so it's like I'm going to do half and half. 3 civ, 3 mil, 3 civ, 3 mil. One at a time, so they finish up immediately. Sure. You can just crack down if... Yeah, they don't even have enough fascist or communist support for a crackdown to even work. Okay, now they're convoy raiding. I'm gonna do something like this. Split these up. Have 2 convoy raid, 2 convoy escort. Hopefully that'll work. I might have to split them up more, but I want to cover Norway as well. I could just do 2 fleets. Just switch the fleets and switch the orders. That's always viable. Got troops from Burma. Actually, I'm gonna... yeah. I'm gonna prepare for Greece, so I'm gonna start dumping troops right here. I'll get a few more. India troops, or join up. Another fallback line, I guess. Like right here. What's South Africa troops doing? Nothing. Just chilling. Alright. You got conscripted. So yeah, I'm waiting for France to fall, so I gotta chill for a bit. Gonna change that plane. Add cannons to it, hurricane. Yeah, double cannon, double cannon. Alright, Hurricane Mark 5 for speed, agility. 1940, sure. I think, what does Cesard mission do? It doesn't give you a nuclear bonus. Oh, this is the one that gives you nuclear bonus. So, yeah, don't do nuke until you get that one done for the nuclear bonus. Unless you want to just rush it. I don't know why you would, but I am going for planes. 1940, actually, I'll do computing machine. And then I'll get engine 3 for planes. Doing things slightly ahead of time, which I don't like. Let's see what the plane situation's. 155 killed, 21 lost. Have 300 fighters in reserve. I don't know what the heck they're doing. Yeah, 3, train them. Yeah, sure, you can train too. So I have training units. I'm gonna put some of these on priority high. Elite Air Wing. He's got an ace anyway, so it's useful. So it'll dump into their reinforce rather than fill up the ones that are training back here. Gotta use the air XP. Agility 10%, it's pretty crazy. Alright, next thing, Denmark, Norway. So playing this way, it's interesting because you need to master essentially everything. Air, Navy, Army, logistics, and you have a global empire, so you gotta protect Singapore definitely. You gotta protect probably Ceylon. Like, Japan is declared war with you. Once it's declared war with you, it can attack Ceylon if they really want to. Like, they get Sumatra, they can easily invade there. Then you got, of course, Europe. Like, that's the main thing for you, since this is your base of power, is this island just off the coast of Europe. Air superiority 15%. I'm not doing air superiority right now because I don't want to waste. Okay, Norway's up. I might actually want to push some fighters up there. Let's do some air superiority here. Get a couple casts. And we'll just do casts up here. Like, if they want to naval invade, it bleeds Germany a lot. Radar, sure. Gas sustained 10% stability now is worth it. I'm at 84 and also 94, not even 100%. Yeah, they're done. The fleets is just basically done right there. Germany can't catch up. Make sure you want to give me stuff, I don't care. Alright, I need more infantry. Sure, 3. Upgrade, smaller frame. This is bomber. Carrier fighter. Alright, that's good for now. 1940, already doing research, doing fighters. Okay. Infantry offensive research there. Don't care, sorry. The promise is good enough for now. Yeah, I don't want to go to war with Spain. Alright, Benelux. Are they actually... They're not even... on Norway. I don't think they can, so I think they might have given up on trying that. I'll do Calais. So I think it's safer for my planes. I don't want to lose all my planes. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. Neville Chamberlain leaves, and then you get basically max everything. I'll do everything. They'll probably focus here, so I'll put all my planes on air superiority. If I decimate Germany's air force, I might want to actually shift to CAS, so I can push in North Africa easier. I literally have to create a new CAS. CAS, anti-tank 1, anti-tank 1. Turrets. Double engines. Save it. I'll produce, I don't know, 15 factories, and then everything else on CAS for now. That'll be fine. Breakthrough, just doing breakthrough for artillery. You need it to be as offensive as possible. Alright, Belgium. Making sure all my CAS is actually doing something. And Mexico wanted to renegotiate the deals. Attack bombers. I don't care about attack bombers. Alright, I have absolutely no army here, so this is purely just a air effort to just attrit Germany's air force before they do the blitz on me. I mean, it's working. Alright, Italy is at war. So now I do want to cover Norway a little bit, but I also need to do the Mediterranean now as well. That convoy rating is going to be extremely weak. As long as the convoy expert is 100%, that's good. Can split up these for convoy rating, but they become more vulnerable, which is why I don't like doing that. Let's see what happens. Maybe switch a few of these to escort. I want escort to be 100%. And then shift over to convoy rating with excess. I do the infantry stuff. Artillery. Infantry experts. Logistics, regrouping. Regrouping is generally better. If you can handle the supply, less attrition is not as useful. It's good still. Like, you just get attrited by equipment. France is dumb and just left manpower. If they want to attack here, that's fine. I do want to attack here, and I might as well just try so I can bleed out Italy. Actually, I'll hold until France falls, so I can use the CAS here. The CAS and planes here in North Africa, which means I need to do a few air bases for sure. Push them to the top, get them done in the meantime. 9 destroyers, 1 cruiser dead. 14 destroyers dead. Is this one a pairing? Yeah, it's going to pair. Alexandria. Alright. Got some air XP, Navy XP. Carrier sub detection. Battleship, I guess carrier sub detection's better. Not a useful doctrine for right now. 13 destroyers. 1 sub dead. Alright, there's our planes. Are all my planes out? Fighter, let's see. Yeah, if they are cranking up their fighter production, I'm gonna have to do the same. Let's see what my mills. I still gotta ramp up civs too, so I can't just go pure mills. 3, 4. Alright, so I got 350, 340-ish K manpower in the pool. I don't really have to do military training act right now. I might want to do radar to prepare for the blitz. Fighter Mayo, 10% max, 15% max speed, 10% fuel usage. I mean, that's still crazy. Have to change. Oh, it's automatic now, right? They pushed an update where they don't have to constantly redo. Like, that's the stupidest thing, is to have to redo that over and over and over. Where'd my planes go? For some reason, they thought Gibraltar was the best place to go. Planes, except 400 foot back here. Just prepare for the blitz. Let them move off, and then all these ones that are left, merge, air superiority caps. How many is that? 400 is way too much. I'll have to actually manually do it. Attack bombers over here, 200 fighters over here. I guess I'll put them in reserve in Alexandria. Put these fighters back up here, actually. Let's see what the Blitz is doing. They want to send up some... you might want to do 100. Just like 100 interception in southern or northern England. Not even gonna... sure, whatever. I'll use the command power. I rarely use it for army, so I might as well. Alright, am I producing enough fighters? Going up slowly. And once I switch production, it might go down, so I'll wait. Volmar, Rock, Spitfire, Typhoon. Alright, let's see, fighter keep going up still. Yeah, I don't think they like contesting in Britain. Alright, so we got a bit of time before Greece is the next one up. Defensive. Yeah, sure, whatever. Defensive. Right, I'm just set these to the army. I don't want to deal with the controlling them right now. Let's see, 1940. Maybe anti-air, sure. It does help with the Blitz, 2% damage reduction. And it helps with Navy a lot, obviously. Okay. I have supply here. I have excess supply here. Do I want to switch any of these over? This is like the offensive template. This isn't. But do I want to spend... No, not really. I guess I can make this closer to the same. Maintenance. Logistics. 25 width. Sure. So the first objective is to take at least Tobruk. Make sure your railways is connected. Let's see if I can actually push. Using air doctrine. Alright. Yeah, that one's easy enough. You might have to get the flank on Deal with them later. Okay, war with Bulgaria, don't care, sorry. Got a bunch of French divisions, just stuff. New general. All this stuff is just staging for when Greece gets declared war on. So, since I'm not going to call in New Zealand, Australia, like I can take all the manpower from Asia other than something from Singapore. I'll have to garrison Singapore in a bit. But let's see what I got here. 8 New Zealands, they're probably trash, but I mean like really crappy army divisions, not just, I'm not talking shit about New Zealand. And I guess fall them back here as well. I'm trying not to overlap them just so I can easily click them if I need to. Shift click, alright, these are trained. I lost one dude in Malta. Actually, I'll just dump those into Malta, that's fine. Did they actually try to attack, or maybe they... Never mind, whatever, don't matter. Alright, so Tobruk is the priority since it's the port, and swapping that supply is huge. You might actually want to force attack for these guys. I rarely use command power, so might as well. Battleship or destroyer. Yeah, destroyers first. Let's check the plane situation in England. They got 1,250, so the kill ratio is 201 to 44, and they're losing a lot of bombers too. Am I producing enough planes? Barely. You doing anything up here in Northern England? They were, so that's fine. Check construction, yeah, mill sieves. A few more mills, anything that has 100. Go. Alright, not attacking Ethiopia. I want to, like I said, I want to bleed Italy's manpower by taking North Africa and letting them land over and over. Assuming they actually do that. Okay, Tobruk. Might want to invest in anti-tank 2 because you can get anti-tank cannon for CAS. And that's the last tank upgrade you need unless you're doing anti-tank in your armies. Aluminums. 100 PP, what do I want to use 100 PP on? Maybe logistics. Yeah. I don't think I'm too worried about the air. Alright, Tobruk. Let's see if they just do it. They do not just do it. Alright, I'll open up that bottleneck for manpower, Military Training Act. Get an attack order onto Tobruk. Just go. Go please. Doctrines, yeah, breakthrough soft attack, you definitely need that. Might have been worthwhile to actually wait for just that upgrade before starting attack, but whatever. Mills. But you're trading so much of your civs for oil that you need to keep in mind you're gonna have to get more oil. You get more civs or something, more production. I don't want them to push anymore. I need to get Tobruk. So please, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna hold for a bit. Get the supply situation handled. Push that to the top. So the next attack order is basically just make sure you get Benghazi. get this supply situation handled. Alright, I'm gonna stop producing troops. I think that's enough for now. Get the aluminums. I can't do anything about supply. So I got a flank. Can I even push? Okay, there we go. I'll put these casts on the general. Okay, now they're pushing fighters. They're stressing me out here. Not really. They must have... What was the ratio there? 500. 562 of theirs killed, 95 hours. But I do need more fighter production. Casts. I got a bunch of casts in reserve. It must be a different type of cast because it's not auto-filling. So I'm going to do a quick deploy for cast. There we go. Cast. I'll just attach them. Let's see, what do I need? Support equipment a little bit. That's fine. Actually, I'll shift back over to plane or fighter production for a little bit. That's fine. I'll just overtrade for a few minutes. So 1940. Plane's done. Might want to do radar. Invest in some radar in Malta. That's infrastructure right now, but I'm going to do that before I build all the radars. Do I have an airport here? Yes, I have this one. Not doing that great, though. 1940. The anti-air is good for Navy, but I'm also doing it for artillery myo for a little more push. Hard attack piercing or soft attack breakthrough. Probably soft attack breakthrough right now. And running out of things in 1940 to do already. I'm waiting for the nuke buff. The nuclear research boost. Launch torpedoes, you have a carrier torpedo bomber, so you might as well. Invest in some field hospitals. Full MAR. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. Rock. Typhoon. Spitfire. Alright, rebuild your fighter. Have some extra carrier fighters I can deploy into my fleet. Yeah, this one's understaffed. Naval bombers, fighter, just have them filled up. Since I'm not producing carriers, I don't really need that much on carrier planes. Am I actually going to get this? I might have to build a port here. I'll do that just in case. Build a port here, push to the top. Because I might not be able to push through to Benghazi. They're trying. I have CAS going. Renew agreement for Switzerland. Let's see if I can push through here. No. It's gonna be tough. Anti-tank 2. I need more oil still. Train for 200, still not enough. 280, sure. That's why I kept saying civs, like I still need to ramp up. Alright, I'll get some more civs out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hungary's at war with us. I am not using my spies, but spy network in Africa is not exactly effective, so I didn't really care. Alright, I don't think I'm pushing that well. I'm gonna wait for the port to pop out. Like I said, North Africa is really just a do you know how to deal with supply test. Like if you don't, that sucks. Cryptologic bomb. I'm preparing for mod committee when the US joins. No. I'm not gonna trade bases for destroyers. So that port just got finished. You see it's way taxed. Gotta get that railway there too. So gotta wait for that. It's fine. I mean, it's chill. You're waiting for Yugoslavia and Greece to get declared war on. You're waiting for Germany to get into war with the USSR. Like, you don't want to push until that happens anyway. Oh, I got radar done right. So, yeah. Radar station's really good for anti-air. They're not really contesting. I guess I can push a few of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll put them on the army. Since the blitz seems to be not an issue. Alright, now I'll shift down on my fighter production, leave like 20, rest on CAS, get more aluminums. Last land doctrine, or air doctrine. I was looking at land. Yeah, I need a... I'll try assault. I usually do infiltration, like if you're a lot of infantry, infiltration for infantry, then you got supply consumption reduction, which is really good for if you're fighting anywhere that has low supply, which is most of the world other than like Western Europe. Waiting for the railroads. Maybe I can push. Let's try. I'm gonna take heavy losses. Losses. Heavy losses. But clearing all the troops here is worse for Italy. Like, the manpower difference will be pretty crazy once it's done. Anything offensive for artillery, 2% attack power. Okay. I think I need a little more convoy production. And then, 1 cruiser, 1 destroyer line. Sure. Yeah, it's fine for now. What research boosts do I get for Navy as UK? Like, you're so dominant in Europe, so it's not necessarily destroyers. Is there a carrier 1, carrier focus? And they have 2, so I don't want to research. Like, it would be wasting them if I ever go down that way. Maybe plane? Maybe tank. Medium tank. Military access for US. If they're preparing for when they get to war, that's fine. That railway needs to be finished. Do I have enough supply? I have support equipment, and I need to produce a little bit more support equipment too. I was gonna add recon, but can't do that yet. A little more artillery. Alright, and some mills. So it's a slow push, but once you get Benghazi, Benghazi is the high priority. Once you get that last port, okay, I'm gonna hold for a second. Maybe just finish that. Finish whatever they're doing here. Check the supply, extend the railways. Like you already built it all the way along the coast here, so you might as well just finish it up. Fighter Mayo, air attack, air defense max speed. I think air defense max speed. Maybe go like survivability studies, sure, just for the Mayo. Now that you have your Mayos at like 6, I think it's 6 or above, so more than 5, you can do a policy. This is Enfield, so this is going to be just infantry. Reliability, that's fine. Supermarine. You can do... Itch in my head there. Agility 5% or perfect finish, which is max speed, production costs up. I think I'll just do generic agility. And anything else? Reliability or mechanical? I already did that one. Yeah, it was early because it was Navy. Alright, 122 political power. I guess you can boost up your stability. Promote blitz. No. You can boost resistance if you want. Yeah, the CP, I mean command power. I gotta keep calling it command power, not that abbreviation, sorry. For a little more Army, Navy, air XP. Can get another doctrine. And I'm completely done with the air. I'm not going to get paratroopers because I don't particularly like it. So basically done with air. Alright, so maybe I have enough momentum here that I can push all the way to Tripoli. Then I'll check the casualties. I built the railway all the way across, so Somalilands, they can have enemy states. Yeah, I don't care about that. They really need it. They need like doing Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, British Raj again. I don't know. They probably should have fixed Japan. They probably should redo China, Philippines, Dutch East Indies, or fix Africa. Like, Africa needs to be a more relevant theater. I know it's not a major theater in North Africa. There was quite a bit of fighting, but there just needs to be more incentives to fight in Africa, just in general. Donation of 100 fighters. Let's finish this for 1 spy. Almost done with decrypting Germany. Encrypted mine, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I just want to get all the prereqs for mod committee done, so once that happens I can get that nuclear research bonus. Let's look at my research facilities. Only Navy, and I didn't even bother to do prox views is the high priority one. So I'll land and air. I already have radar, which is why I don't do a Navy. Oh, there's a focus here that gives you a naval, not naval, air experimental facility. So don't build one in Greater London area, and don't build an air experimental facility. And it's only 35 days, so I might as well get that done soonish. But I don't have a land one, so let's do land. not Greater London area. So let's do it, whatever. Don't matter too much. Push to the top. This is truck. Yeah, it don't matter for truck. Unless you're going full motorized, it's not going to affect much. Garrison 228,000, so I'd actually might want to do military police. What do I do with the political power? Weapons for French resistance? Like, that's... you can to keep it higher. You know, Vichy France doesn't have any resistance. You are producing quite a bit of infantry, so... Weapons for French resistance, sure. Some of these ones, like Hold, Blood, Toil, Tears, and Sweat speech, it's supposed to give base stability plus 5%. I think your base stability is already at max because you're at 97% stability right here. I'm gonna click it just to show. So it's supposed to give plus 5% stability, right? You're at 97% stability. Doesn't increase it. It might increase your war support base, but I'm already 100%. So, I don't know, it's maybe it's how it's communicated, or maybe it doesn't work properly. Who knows? So here's the... I might have a clear shot to Tripoli, so actually I'm gonna try. As long as these guys... Nope. I'm trying to get some of these guys just to push. Maybe I'll just do aggressive, just to get them over. Because otherwise I'll have to build another port, and it's just a headache. And I don't think I should have to. Not out of a matter of principle, I mean, it's just I don't think it'll be necessary. And as I say that, I don't think I'll be able to do it. Alright, fine. Have it your way. Like Burger King. Alright, the Dominion of India. It says it requires more garrison, but I don't think it does. I don't know why it says that even. Yeah, they're pushing a little bit. So yeah, just waiting for that port. It's fine. I mean, when you let France fall, you're basically committing to a very slower and deliberate sort of game in Yugoslavia. You definitely can't hold Yugoslavia. You're waiting for Greece. And I wanted to ask for military access. Nope. Greece joins allies. Okay, so I'm gonna send... This guy's in Malta. So I don't have a field marshal for this guy. I could promote someone, maybe? Yeah, sure. You're a field marshal now. They get a debuff, so when you do that amount, he's gonna be defensive, pure defense. Oh, he has a... sure. If you have both, sure, whatever. Reinforce rate, yes. So this is the pure defensive body of walls. Oh, walls of bodies that I'm going to put in Greece. So it's going to be like a fallback line across here. Here's a mountain, here's a mountain, here's a hill, here's a mountain, here's a hill. So that's probably the good fallback line. Shift click. And that's 4. Let's pick up some extra troops, some extra bodies. But you put a ton of people there, you might have supply issues. So let's start staging for the defense. Sure, infantry here, infrastructure here, infantry, infrastructure, blah blah blah. A few... Oh, I can't build naval bases yet? Oh yeah, I can. It's just bugged or something? Like the display is bugged? Interesting. So you want something a bit closer, like right here, or maybe one right here. That's fine. I push those to the top. Push these grease ones to the top, something like that. Alright, that's fine for now. Alright, and make sure they click. Yeah, okay, some of them were not applied because I have so many of these fallback lines back here. So I'm going to delete them. Just clean things up. So a bunch of troops in Malta. Yeah, sure, you can train. I don't think they'll try to invade Malta. So just letting everything redeploy. Waiting for this one naval base. Yeah, it's not a dockyard. It doesn't construct anything. 1940. What do I want? More Mayo? I guess you can do light battery stuff, naval stuff. Sure. Alright, that port is done. Let's check the supply. 42 out of 8. Alright, fine. Here we go. You happy? Built a long-ass railroad. Got another spy. Yeah, all these guys are right here. I'm gonna stack them. Sure, whatever. I might be able to push. No, I'll wait until the railroad's done. No need to unnecessarily waste equipment or manpower, especially when you're trying to get Germany. They couldn't get it here in time, so that sucks ass. That's stupid. Sometimes that happens, so I'll just frontline this and let them hold as best they can. Yeah, I'll get that research facility now. It's only 35 days. This is gonna take a while. March 12 to finish the railways? Shit, dude. Let's see if I can just take Tripoli. I'll switch it to aggressive. It's already aggressive. Let's go. They might be able to push there. Yep, there you go. 41, you got your next industry line. Alright, North Africa's done. This is the counter attack division, so I'm not gonna put them all into Greece. But what I can do is put the Air Force attached to that army. Fallback line, sure, I guess just right here. I guess they can train since they're just gonna chill. And you might want to deal with this, like, it just ties you up, ties them up. I guess I can do a attack order for planning bonus and just deal with that later. Doctrine. Yeah. A little bit of org for whatever. Alright, let's see what I got. I got CAS, I got fighters. This is basically covered. 268 enemy fighters lost, ours 38. It's like a 8-to-1 ratio or something. I guess I'll train. Just dump 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Have them train, and I'll attach them over to Greece in a second. Actually, these... crap. Yeah, I need to start building an air base, or air bases. Actually, I'll do stack. I'll just stack them up, get them done. Sure. So because this is mountains, got ship supply on both sides. This is gonna bleed a lot of stuff from Germany and Italy. I mean, it'll bleed some from you. Okay, so I took North Africa and captured all those troops. Let's look at the kill counts. You've lost 42,000. Italy has lost 622,000 to you. You've lost 33,000. So is that a 20-to-1 ratio? Germany's lost 335,000, yes, to the UK, and you've lost 8 to Germany. Okay, what is that? What ratio is that? Maybe 40-to-1? Alright, 1941, do your industry stuff. Got a research facility for planes, which I don't need for a bit. What is medium tank bio, whatever. Need a researcher. Research bonus 2% or science gain research bonus. And sure, heli. It's too early to do jet. So maybe destroyer bonus. You get 2 research bonuses, so you might want to do that now. And then carrier focus, I guess. You have to do pertaining. Do I even need a single naval doctrine? I think I do, but how useful is Britannia? Yeah, it's useful enough, I guess. I'll get Britannia rules the waves. It's 3 naval doctrine boost, so it might not actually be useful. Oh yeah, I'm getting it to the bottom of the barrel of limited conscription. Like, I've stretched what I could do with it for as long as possible, so it's time to go to extensive. And that should be okay for a while. Alright, let's get this plane situation handled. Yeah, since they're just going to be sitting here, I'll just manually do it. Fighters, CAS, what is this? Attack bomber? Yeah, the old attack bombers I still have. Periodically you should check your air wings and see if there's any aces that you can apply. Nope. Nope. Need more fighters now. Need a little bit more fighter production. Destroyer. I'll switch to cruiser now. Or just one of each, whatever. I might actually want to start building a carrier. Nah, I'll wait until it's 1940 carrier. So I got full planning bonus. Like I said, they have to supply down here, your convoy rating out here. I can switch one of these actually. Split that. Split that. What do you got? Flight deck matters, sorties. Spotting speed, yes, sure. And then 2 of these on convoy rating, boost that mission efficiency to 64%. Alright, so let's see what happened in Greece. No infantry upgrades. No new support upgrades. Tank stuff. You got infantry or artillery and anti-air stuff. Alright, I think it's time that I set up a a little defense for Singapore. No, nothing to request from you. I can call Canada in. Did I request Canada's troops? Nope. So I can call Canada in to war with Japan. That's fine. They can be the Singapore garrison. Do something like this. Fallback line to this little island behind it. So you have two tiles that one of them they can fall back to. Decent defensive. It's whatever. 2-2s. Not horrible, not great. And now you're just turtling into Greece. I don't know why they want to bleed themselves out attacking Greece, but here we are. Got tons of stuff. I can do a little less infantry. Or I think I will do one carrier, just one. Shit, no. I'll wait. I just didn't want to do it while, I just didn't want to use the naval XP, honestly. Yeah, sure. Might as well use it. Whatever's here, it'll help a little bit. So my spies are not doing anything. I might as well just put 2 here, 2 here. Because there's a border, it doesn't make any sense. They're in the same faction. It's a common front line, but these intel networks are actually separated. This is one for Italy. It doesn't cross over to this occupied territory here. This one's for Bulgaria. Bulgaria. Air defense, sure. My fighters are basically immune. Are there anything... Is there anything happening up here? No. I can basically put like 6, 4, 5, 6, sure. Do I even have slots for them down here? Yeah. Alright. Tons more fighters. Let's see these ratios. 413 fighters lost. Enemy fighters lost. 12. They're killing some of our casts. And they might be on, they are on S per interception. They don't differentiate here. That was a weird sound. I don't have a land scientist automatically as UK, really. Alright, Cyril. What can you research? Hobart's funnies, yep. Do some doctrine, land doctrine. Waiting for Britannia Will's Ways, so don't touch the naval doctrine yet. Breakthrough for army, sure. Alright, so I might want to do something about this. It don't matter. These are not offensive units at all, so it's like, do I want to switch them over? Maybe. I might want to switch them over. I need more artillery for that, though. Need quite a bit more artillery production, I guess. Can crank down fighters a little bit. And then, as long as you get fighters and casts, just deploy them. This thing about air is that you can stack a shit ton of air in an air zone, but you can only stack a certain amount of just troops. So at a certain point, it's not exactly useful to add more. Supply issue here. I'm building a couple of docks, so let's do connect you to the main one, connect this one, Athens, to this one, make it 5. Ball bearings for UK is pretty good. reduces fighter production, tanks by 8%, 8 to 5. So 8% fighter production is pretty crazy. And I just lose some experience. Yeah. You want some army experience? Who cares? So I think now the next phase is essentially, oh, I wanted to carrier focus, right? I'll do that first. But then after that, I'm going to focus on building a mountaineer division to try to push through here. Alright, German Reich is the priority decryption. And just use up those doctrine bonuses. Helps a little bit. I just don't even want to look at Navy. 1941. You got a boost for Marines one, so I'd wait for that. Oh, Mantis. My baby doggy. Radio is always useful for everything. I'll check what she wants. She just wanted to go out in the rain, get wet, so I have to towel her down, basically. Yeah, unfortunately I give her a treat every time she comes back in. Helps me clean up her paws, so she's like, well, if I can get outside, I can come back in and get a treat. Because she's a smart, devious little baby. Uh, 1941, sure, I guess I'll keep up with medium tanks. I don't think I'll actually bother invading France, and tanks aren't particularly useful in the Balkans, but this is backup. Getting okay on civs, so push this stuff up. A little bit more aluminum. I might as well become Spy Master, sure. This is 4 slots right there. Yeah, no one will do it. I don't think anyone will do it in the Allies, except the UK. Like, if you're playing another country in the Allies, UK will do it. So, yeah, if you're UK and you don't do it, I don't think there is a Spy Master for the Allies. So, keep that in mind. Check planes. Got more fighters. Do I actually want to use them? 348 to 26, like 12 to 1. Nothing here. I can. One fighter lost to accidents, and there's 600, which is actually a pretty good ratio. But I could just put them on intercept. I have full fuel, so I've been wasting a little bit of civs on that. Get a little bit lower, start draining out the fuel. Just be a little bit more passive here and just do an interception. So if they want to put something up, that's fine. Maybe focus on Malta a little bit. Have I even built? Nope. Infrastructure all the way down here. I'll push Malta's infrastructure to the top so I can build some radars. Construction. Might want to get excavation, sure. It's pretty good for the UK. Just what does this do? Air attack. Yeah, just get it. Boost air attack. Do qualitative. Max out your qualitative advantages if you can. Need rubber. I don't want to trade with British Malay because it'll increase their autonomy faster, so it's more expensive. Like if you need near 80 rubber, it's fine, because it's just one civilian factory for 80 rubber, which is pretty crazy. But if you don't, try to avoid it. Naval Mayo. At this point, okay. Wars declared Soviet Union. These are defenses, so I'll do ambusher. They have not tried to reinvade North Africa. I might want to do this. I have an offensive army here. I'll actually adjust it with field hospital. Yeah, that's fine. I could do recon instead of artillery. That might be useful. Soft attack, 10%. Sure. But I want it 25 for the mountainous areas. 25 combat width. And to do that, I'd have to take 2 infantry off to put in another artillery, and no. And do the same for this one. Field hospital, motorized recon. Sure. Need more trucks, need more support. Don't need more infantry. Don't need more fighters. Don't need more infantry. That's still not much infantry production. Don't need fighters. There's only 20 there, though. Get a spy. I can stack the spies here. Like, if they're still attacking, I don't know why they are. But also, if I'm planning on doing Ethiopia, I guess I'll do just one here. The random white guy in Italian-controlled Ethiopia. I guess there's plenty of Italians, so that's fine. It makes sense. Don't worry about it. It's just, like, funny when, I don't know, someone sends someone to China or Japan and it's this random white guy that's a spy. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. But they have sort of like a, you know, embassies or something with neutral countries. Like, there's tons of neutral communication occurring or attempting to occur. They're still attacking me. Dominating the air. They're not really doing anything there. Didn't mean to rhyme. Alright, sure. Front line. You probably want to attack south. Like, these are all desert. I want to see the plains, desert, 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 desert. Like, all this stuff is low. All this stuff is mountain, 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 mountain. So you probably want to sweep down this way. Try to take the ports from this side. And maybe, like, there's literally just a gap there. I don't know why. You might be able to just push all the way to the coast, but let's do it like this. I'm my offensive doctrine guy, which is just Montgomery. No. Okay, it's just gonna be on this side, and I'm gonna do offensive line. I can't do the spearhead, unfortunately, because it doesn't work with a field marshal. You can put 2 different front lines like that. That's fine. I think that's a viable option. Alright, let's send him down. Artillery Mayo. Just get a little production, I guess. Whatever. Still can't do mod committee. So I guess I'll invest in special forces stuff. Like I said, you might need mountaineers to push through the Balkans. But I'm not worried about that for right now. The fuel we're fighting for needs so much fuel as Great Britain. Carrier 40. Alright, these guys are railroading down, and they'll get some planning bonus, so I'm not going to worry about that for a bit. Very little error happening in Greece. I want to finish my Malta infrastructure and do some radars there. Do I have radars, max radars here? Yes, I do. So this way of playing is very strategic and patient. Like World War, the Eastern Front just opened up. Like this is month 1. It's very early into the German-Soviet War, so being patient, letting them bleed each other out for a little bit. You want to dock rights? Yeah, whatever, that's fine. And set up some efficient attacks in strategic areas, like cleaning up Africa, so you don't have to worry about it. Clean up that manpower, get it somewhere else. Like the Commonwealth manpower is a lot. Like it's definitely useful. It isn't very useful for offense though. This bottleneck needs to be opened up. Can push those railways to the top. Shift click. Alright, I'll wait until that's done. Maybe even do some airports, air bases, just so I can push with air down here. Yeah, sure. I'll wait a couple weeks or something. The tank engine, don't need that for anything. It's middle of 41. I guess finish tank stuff. I can get Depth Sergeant order. Like the Navy situation is so handled. It's like, whatever. I don't care about the Navy. Build up that supply or spy network, not supply network. Supply infantry infrastructure. Agent captured. Yeah, this is the problem. The intel system, like, they just need to be injured and disabled. Like, I don't need to go into operations, select, blah blah blah, commence with ready, automatic repeat, blah blah blah. There we go. And finish crypto, I guess. That's 800 planes I can put down there. What do you mean interception? Whatever, don't matter. Don't worry about it. So I'm going to attach these to one of these offensive armies in Ethiopia. Let them start to move off, and sure. Try to open that bottleneck. You're properly motorized. Construction. You gotta push all these. Sometimes it's easier to literally push everything down. Like, it's kind of silly to just shift click down 20 things because it's faster than shift clicking up 4 or 5 things. Doing some naval stuff, but yeah, their navies are decimated, and then I'm pretty sure the AI is at least smart enough to just not. Still want to keep these intel networks up, though. So I'm going to build a few air bases down here just to follow, make sure I got enough coverage. But it should be pretty easy to push all the way through to the coast. Finishing crypto. They're pushing a little bit in Greece. It's not a huge deal. I'm gonna make a new carrier, 1940 carrier. That's a lot of Navy XP. I'll probably just save the template. So get your radars, anti-air, 1 flight deck armor. You can only have 1. And then everything else, hangar space. Oh, hangar space, thank you. Maybe 2? Probably be 2 separate production lines of 1 each. Get them working at the same time. I don't need this many convoys. Alright, that's fine. Just qualitative. I don't want more planes. Yeah, I have 492 fighters in reserve. I need more truck production. You can always use more casts. At a certain point, fighters don't do anything else. But you do want more fighters. Like, it's fine. It's backfilling the old stuff, and I can put some of this cast back to work. 500, really? All right. So I said I was gonna go Mountaineers probably. This is ahead of time. I don't have thing for research bonuses for a lot of these things I want to do. I guess invest in tank. It's alright. Air Forces Department for Special Forces Doctrine. I just dumped this on the Singapore garrison here. Japan declares war on the Philippines. Need to get land doctrine. I don't need to use that cipher right now, so let's work on Italy. Readjust this attack down here. You're trying to go along the coast, sweep up the docks, and then you'll have control of the supply. They won't have any supply. So move along here. You might want to adjust this attack order to shorten it. Which one is it? The green one. Where's the green one end? Is it all the way this way? No. Is this it? Yeah, okay, geez. Just looks awkward. Yeah, pretty narrow. I guess that's fine. Close that up. I just keep stacking spies on here just because I want to sweep this up as soon as possible. So I often forget about this advanced fire control system, which is basically a naval computer, and it's a pretty good upgrade that you just don't think about. But 1941, I just skipped. Usually most countries don't get this one. Some of them get the 1939 version, or no one gets the 1939 version, but I just skip it. So get the advanced fire control system, and it upgrades basically all your ships. And use PP on something. Maybe more resistance for France, as long as you got infantry equipment. Sure. France and Poland, maybe. Use some of that political power. Weapons for French resistance, weapons for Polish resistance. That's okay for now. You're gonna have to use all your PP immediately. And I guess I'll get radar. Just split them up, because once you capture the territory, it just resets the spy to counterintelligence. So just try to have them in different places. Split up the spy network. Let's see if the CAS up here is doing enough. Yeah, 511 troops bombed. Yeah, that's pretty good. Do I want to put fighters in the field? 148 fighters lost, 2 hours 11. It's a 14-1 ratio. Nothing happened up here. I do need a little bit more CAS. I'll just shift down fighter production to 10 mils. Just do a little bit more CAS. Let's check supply. Got supply issues right here. This is a stress port. What can I do to increase that? Railways in Port Sudan and Greater London area. Really, that's opening up the bottleneck. I'm curious if that actually will open up any bottleneck. I want to actually watch that. So now that I have excavation and oil refining, I have to spend less and less on civs, so now I can ramp up completely on mills. Alright, I want to watch... And improv expert is pretty good. 10% speed is just a very good buff. So this is at 8, and then these 2 railways should do something, question mark? I need to connect this too. Sure, let's just do something like that, that's fine. No. Yeah, I didn't think it would open up the bottleneck. That's weird that it said it would. Because this railway's in England. Breakthrough 6%, sure. Oh, Japan hasn't declared war on me yet. That's why the US is not in the Allies yet. Okay. I was thinking, like, well, why aren't they? Improved battery, sure. It's actually behind time. It's a 1940. Sure, you want to give me stuff? Sure. How can I open this bottleneck? It's not my territory, so it won't let me do automatically open bottleneck. You can just do extra railways there. Maybe manually. I don't like micro often. This game is not really a micro game, honestly. It's a more logistics game. Captured again. Like, that's another quality of life thing they need to do, is just fix how this works. I don't know what it should be. That's unfortunately the problem, is I don't know what the replacement for it should be. Alright, I'm gonna attack with this army too, just to tie everything down, start burning their org. Alright, last army doctrine, so now I can work on mountaineering. Got tons of fighters that are just not doing anything. I could lend-lease them to the USSR, but also I don't think I actually want to help the USSR either. Like, I want to defend Greece and bleed Germany out, but I don't actually want USSR to push more than it has to. They might be stabilized already because of the Axis burning so much stuff in Greece. Alright, so this pocket's almost done. Chiefs of the Staff Committee is pretty good. Planning speed 10%, max power, command power, daily command power gain. If you use command power, like, I'm at max because I just never think about it. And force attacking is not as great. Like, I can push it. It's fine. This is an offensive army, so I'm gonna put infantry expert there. Like, force attack, sure. I'll just push the buttons just to use some. Okay, now Japan declares war on Dutch East Indies. Okay, now I'll be at war with Japan. I need to focus on just a little bit, like literally just the bare minimum. Coastal fort on Singapore, I'll push that stop. And maybe just a little garrison on this. Invite US to faction, yes. So I'm at war with Japan. They can declare war on British Malaya, but they can't declare war on Burma or India unless I call them in, or Australia, New Zealand even. So now, I don't want to call. I want to call just Canada so I can activate called arms, yeah. So I can activate that garrison in Singapore because it's mostly Canadian just sitting there. What I want to do with the PPs. It's now getting to the point where... So I rarely talk about this, or really think about this, honestly. You do get medals for your armies. Like, your divisions can get medals, and this takes political power 30. Like, they can be expensive, you can spec into it. But it gives you a little bonus. Like 10% HP, 7.5% defense. Like, it's not horrible, I'll do it just to do it. But it's a very little buff on an army, and your political power can potentially be used for something that's like nationwide. So yeah, it's like if you have literally nothing else to do, maybe. Let's do more resistance. Belgian resistance seems like a waste of resources. Sorry, Belgium. Oil fields. You can develop your oil fields. That's pretty useful. What am I trading for? Like, I always need more oil. So yeah. Develop those oil fields ASAP. You might want to do rubber too. You get quite a bit of rubber, but this is in Nigeria. So you eventually declare war on Vichy France. And this kind of becomes a headache, but that's like a future problem. And maybe war bonds. War bonds gets more expensive, but I am kind of still ramping up with mills. This is the thing with the UK, is that you do ramp up quite a while at war. So you're not like in any rush. And then Germany declares war on the USSR, and they just bleed each other out. So you're like, oh well, I guess I'll just chill here. Just thinking from the UK's perspective, right? And 1941. Actually, I'm gonna do some more artillery mile. Okay, we're on British Malaya, so you need to get Singapore done. And eventually you'll have to garrison Ceylon. Return to Ethiopia. You can handle it yourself. Okay, that's swept up. Got all this stuff. So yeah, I'll set this up on this front line. I'll set up a Mountaineer division template and start doing the headache of pushing through the Balkans rather than having to do a Marine and push through Italy. Like, you probably could get landing, but still, Italy's a lot of mountains and hills too anyway. So doing a fallback line for all these dudes just so they're not in attrition. Okie doke. Malta infrastructure still not done. I'll let it go. I'll let some of these go. I need a bit more fuel now. Alright, waited for Malta to finish its infrastructure because I want to put max radar, probably max anti-air too, max airbase, and start trying to project some power from there. So these planes aren't doing anything. They'll move up here eventually, so I'll just let them. Got 300 cast doing nothing. I still need more trucks. Okay, fine. I'll produce more trucks. Alright, these units do have a hospital. They're fine for attacking, I guess, because I need a bunch of army XP, so once these guys are on the front line, they have hospitals, they have all their support companies. 25 width, which is pretty good for mountains. Set them up. I got a bunch of defensive divisions behind them, so they can make sure you hold the tiles. And now I've got to make sure my supply is okay. Connect a bunch of these naval bases. Come on. It's there. Trust me, it's trying to happen. Connect supply hub here. Connect. This is connected by river, so you technically don't have to do that. Get these to like level, maybe even just open the bottleneck, whatever. Go to 5, push those to the top. Just wait a while. Need more planning bonus anyway. Maybe deploy CAS. I don't think I need to do more fighters. Yeah, I got plenty of space here. I'll just do all the CAS. Actually, I'll start logistic striking, see what happens. Spread out these fighters a little bit. No trucks. Yeah, it's because they're fighting, they're just casting. They have no time to logistic strike. 41. Maybe armored stuff. I'm not producing any armored support equipment. Maybe I just do a trickle. Armored support vehicle. You can upgrade it. I don't want to spend army XP to do that though. Like, this is fine for now. Armor support. Shift click up arrow. Just do 1 for now. Collect a little bit. Maybe shift some of your offensive units to that template with the armored engineer company. And I am using maintenance too, so might as well upgrade that. It's basically 1942, so I could have done something else. But right now, I'm just letting these guys get into position, get their planning bonus. Alright, let's restack these spies. Oh, they left because Italy released Albania as a puppet. I want to try to get them to overlap, but because there's so many borders here, the Intel networks aren't going to overlap. That's just silly. The entire Intel thing just needs a rework. Infantry expert for attack. Can they actually get planning bonus? There's some. 0% max 73. Yeah, I don't want to deal with Iran. I don't want to touch Iran. You wanted to go war with Iran? Do it. It's not my problem. It's in Singapore. You know, they took everything except the one thing they need in Singapore to get that entire state's resources. 42, research. Waited this long to do mod committee, so might as well get it done. Sure, Mexico can join. I don't know how they're going to help. But a lot of countries that you don't think actually did anything in World War II. There's like a Brazilian air division or air wing. Like they had some serious stuff. Like countries basically assisted in like patrolling, convoying, like the Atlantic, right? There's a lot of things that didn't involve directly sending troops to the front lines in Europe or Asia. The Commonwealth is trying to get into the war, but I don't want them to join against Japan because all their manpower is here. Alright, check out the air situation. Got millions of fighters each. Actually, I can deploy stuff on my carriers, can't I? The fighter fire nail bomber. Quick deploy. Oh, yeesh. Thank you. That's actually very useful. I'm pretty sure that's a new thing, right? The quick deploy for air wings. Which one do you need? Naval, one naval. Alright, now my carriers are full. Nice. And to actually have planning bonus, I think maybe it's spies or something, preventing me from getting more planning bonus, or getting attacked, or supply. It could be all the things at once too. This is a defensive line one, so I'm just gonna do ambusher for you. Yeah, let's see what happens. In fact, I'm going to attach literally everything onto this general, sure. And then fill up air bases, yeah. Gonna need that air base done. This is as good supply as gonna get, I think. And do another naval base in this tile, sure. And start doing more mills. Anything that has 100%. Fighter Maya, whatever. Reliability, agility. That's pretty good. That's a pretty... And most of the upgrades are just like same-ish. So it's not a huge deal if you go one way rather than the other way. Yeah, we are pushing. I get enough army XP that I might actually want to just switch to Mountaineers now. I can put Rangers instead of what is it, recon? Yes, Rangers recon, which increases mountain movement 10%, attack 20%, 15% defense on mountain, 5% attack on hills, so you got a lot of mountains here. Rangers is a pretty good investment. Alright. And just slowly push. It's going to be a lot of manpower. Like, this is the problem, is like, you kind of prefer that they bleed each other out on the Western Front rather than push, but let's see what we can do. This might be a situation where you actually would want to spend political power on metals for your offensive. This one already has one. The first one's the cheapest, so you want to do the first ones on each one. Defense or HP. HP is generically more useful. HPs. Alright. So on the land, they're probably doing terrible because it's all mountains, but there's probably enough casts that they can actually push through. Philippines fell. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. And keep in mind, it's just this template, the offensive template is attacking 48 divisions, and then they got a bunch of dudes behind. That's all they're doing is just trying to get to the front line to defend, to hold that line. Yeah, sure, you can go there. But your front line will get wider, so you might want to attack in specific areas. Mod committee's done. See your weapons, sure. Let's see if I can research anything. Experimental facilities, naval is still doing prox views. Land, I can do super howitzers, whatever. Always checking the supply. Need to expand something. Is this even connected this way? I don't think it is. That's the problem. So I'm going to connect it from this side. Like that. And then open this up to 5. 5, 5, 5. Alright, anything up here I can do? This is going to be connected in a second. Supply hub, come on. Uranium, whatever, trust member, nuclear research, whatever, I don't care. I'm gonna say no to that. 5 railways to this supply hub. In fact, it might be worth just waiting a little bit, getting more planning bonus, just recovering, seeing if you need any more equipment now. Like, I got tons of equipment. Got tons of fighters that I don't even want to deploy. Can't even get enough aluminums. I can trade with Vichy. I guess I can trade with Greece. Because we're taking Yugoslavia now. Greece is getting tons more aluminums. Oh no, we're liberating Yugoslavia. I can't trade with Yugoslavia yet? Interesting. Alright, don't worry about that. Just focus on supply. Get those railways done. Anything that's hotspot just took this supply hub, so it's gonna cap over in a second. Oh, did what? Got damaged? Yeah, I think I had it already. Oh, I think it's not considered connected, that's the thing. Yeah, it's not actually connected. Right, I'm gonna stop attacking a little bit. I'm gonna actually reset my spy networks. Try to stagger them so when you take over the territory, you don't lose everything. looks good. And let's see, do I want to push? I kind of want to keep the USSR's front as long as possible, so I think it's better to push through here, maybe push towards Italy. So what I'm going to do is shorten this. Oops, I actually destroyed the wrong thing. Shorten the front line on this side, shift click front line, and it'd be like this, and then have it basically push all the way towards Italy. Just try to focus a little bit, narrow front. All your planes focused on these armies anyway, just let them push. Then make sure your supply issues are handled. All these are just level 1 railways, so extending even for all the way down here, extending them and upgrading them from 1 to 2 is probably a huge upgrade to the supply, so I'll just do a few like that. Fuel for truck use is -5, sure. Alright, so slowly pushing. I might have actually just switched the Mountaineer division, like make a Mountaineer template. It costs like 100 XP, so I only have 89. It's not like I'm doing bad, but maxing out your Mountaineers might not be the way to do it. If you want to be super efficient, I would say max out your Mountaineers, switch to a Mountaineer division, start attacking, but it doesn't even matter, honestly. Alright, supply issues are done. There's a few places out here. Ceylon. Can they even touch Ceylon yet? I have nothing deployed. Ah, shit. I'll train like 10. Hopefully that won't be too late. Alternately, Canada's at war with Japan, so if they know, maybe if I'm super desperate, I can do New Zealand, call them in against Japan. But yeah, I'll just wait. It's alright. I'm not gonna sweat it. I guess you could technically call in India because they don't border Japan yet. They can't go through in this way, but they can potentially get through Xinjiang. So if you don't want to worry about it, just keep that in mind. I will do field hospital because those offensive units are probably draining tons of manpower. And maintenance, sure. How much armored support do I have? Where is it? Armored support, 34. Yeah, it's definitely not enough. Tons of artillery, tons of infantry. How many fires do I have? 960, just not do anything. I can dump 500 more casts. Sure, whatever. This is the thing, is you get to a certain point where all the casts is like a tactical nuke. So it doesn't really matter what you're attacking with. 645, yeesh. Yeah, sure, I'll just add you. So now I actually should be just focused on air bases and supply. Just so all those automatically attached air wings will actually get up here. Expand the railroads? Sure. Repair speed 10%. That's pretty good, honestly. It's something that you might actually want to invest in super early. Okay, like I said, I don't want to shorten the front line between Germany and the USSR. I got a bunch of spies I can reapply. I will capitulate. I'll go the long ass way around. Is what I'll do is go capitulate Italy, then go get France, liberate France, and then come down this way and see if see what happens between Germany and the USSR. Alright, so offensive units only on this border. Have them move all the way down the bottom of the boot. Did the Soviet Union really naval invade Sicily? The Soviet Union naval invaded Sicily for some reason. Oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna just dump PP into metals. 100 HP, or 10% HP, 100 HP, it would be really good. The recovery rate? Sure. They're not, maybe more HP. Get a bit more resources from wherever. From Vichy, France. Or I could just produce less. That might be the thing to do, is just produce less planes, because I have so much cast reduction, so many fighters. Shoot. Alright, sure. See, I'm not pushing on this side. That side is completely defensive. I'm only pushing on this side in this arrow here. What can I do with this? Focus on firepower. I'm not going to do super heavy howitzer, it don't matter. And then artillery mile. Don't worry too much about anything at this point, honestly. Cipher for German. Should I use that? Well, Italy's done anyway, so I might as well do that. Sure, whatever. Crypto for what? Hungary? German Hungary. Really got puppeted? That sucks. Check supply. It doesn't seem like there's any issues, honestly. You can touch up. You don't really need to. Some of these railways that are just level 1. Sure. It's more preventative than anything. Any places I can build mills now. Yeah, I'm just gonna shift click and get them done. I don't want to worry about them now. Any place that has 100. You got 3 here. And then you're basically running out of places to build. There's places like this has 108 chromes, so that's 61 chromiums extra. Some of these places you could develop oil, like Kuwait, Qatar. This is Qatar. So if you want a little extra oil, there's a desert here. There's tons of slots in Alexandria and a bit of resources. Slots in Cairo. Now I'm trading for too much oil. Readjust things. Still too much oil. There we go. Alright, they split up again. Need to do a new attack order. Like, I'm trying to capitulate. Oh, I can't actually go through Vichy France unless I declare war on them, which I'm not going to do. I think the US will eventually, but I'm not going to do it. Alright, that's Italy. Now my offensive units, it's too narrow to go through. What will happen to France? Can I just declare war on them? How long does it take? 90 days, no. Alright, I guess I'll push through to Hungary. Maybe do, like, could I actually get through here and just block off the USSR? Let's try that. That's a stupid way to play. At this point, these are just stupid ways to play, but it's kind of fun. It's pretty silly, honestly. Alright, checking supply. That's not here. Nothing in Europe, really? Yeah, it's looking pretty good, actually. I guess I'll do a few air bases. Just anywhere on the front. Alright, go ahead. Go ahead and push. Almost ready to do my Mountaineers. It's like, by the point I do the Mountaineers, it's not even going to matter. It's because of the cast. Like, everything is just getting annihilated. I've got 200 more that I can deploy, sure. .1942 can. Oh, okay, I got the nuke boost, so I'll use that. Obviously, I'm not going to need to declare or develop nukes or anything like that, but it does do a research bonus. Yeah, it's collapsing on this side. Air attack, production, I guess air. And now, motorized. Yeah, there isn't much in the focus tree that you need to work on now. The UK's focus tree is not horrible, but it's also not that great. Prox fuse. Gotta recheck my spies. Like all of them, yeah. To split them up to overlap of the network. I guess a few on the protectorate too, sure. Governor General, just in case I need to push there a little bit. I need more air bases. Artillery 3 was done. Let's see if I can support an armored support vehicle. Using... Which ones did I get? Just engineer and maintenance. Let's do engineer first. What is the difference between engineer company and armored engineer or armored assault? So you would get better attack against forts, better attack against rivers. You'd lose some defense, but this is the offensive unit anyway. Attack in urban, which is really good. And what would be the difference here? More defense, a little bit more attack on river, a little bit more attack on urban. Well, this is the offensive, so I'm going to do assault engineer. Let's see what logistics looks like. Yeah, it needs to catch up. That's alright though. want more oil. Also, the front lines are spaghettiing. That's fine for now. I just don't want to push, honestly. I don't want to clean that up. So down here, if you finish prox fuse, this gives you static anti-air, but this one below it gives you soft attack 20% for artillery, soft attack 10% for support artillery, 20% for motorized artillery, so that's pretty crazy. So even more incentive to get proximity fuse. Proximity fuse is already the best naval experimental facility thing, but it's just another additional reason. Like, even if you're like Soviet Union, you don't even care about Navy for a long ass time, it's a pretty useful upgrade. Recheck spies. Not like it matters. I'm not even gonna be able to get my... Yeah, finally finished Mountaineer Tree. I'll still need another 100-ish XP to even do the template. Let's make sure this attack order goes towards VPs like this, and also make sure all of them are applied there. There we go. I don't care about dealing with this stuff. The USSR can clean that up for me. I don't care. I just want to push towards Germany. What is this? Tank? Last defensive infantry buff. Need shit tons of oil again. Checking the air. I mean, it's all green, obviously, but do I have enough air bases to actually get them to the front line is the thing. Alright. Let's push it. Cipher for German-Hungary, that's useless, dude. Maybe there's troops just lingering or something. Conference, not cooperate. No, I'm not gonna cooperate with you. Alright, it's basically cleanup phase. I'm gonna skip to the conference. Alright, here's the damage. I don't know why it defaulted to Soviet Italy. I don't... like, that's just a headache. It gave way too much to the Soviet Union. It's probably just because they lost so much manpower. That's just how it is. It's a really awkward split. And also, I thought it'd be funny to have British France. Germany is a puppet. Austria is a puppet. I got some British Poland just for the hell of it. British Denmark. Yeah, it's war's done in 1942, and I kind of just slacked. Like, I was just waiting for the USSR and Germany to just bleed each other for a while. And if you really wanted to, you can do the slog of just getting to Moscow. It's not that difficult. But, yeah, that's... letting France fall. It's ugly down in North Africa, too. And... holding Greece. If you don't hold Greece, obviously, your next step is to make sure you hold the Suez Canal stabilized in Africa. Then you probably need Marines for Sicily, Italy. I guess you can land in Greece, but yeah, probably focus on Italy since it flips. And it's a pretty big power shift of Italy declaring war on the Axis. So those are your options. Went through the defend France one, went through let France fall. I think this one's more interesting. You have to manage more stuff. You have to know how to do Navy. I'm not going to touch Japan. Like, on normal, it's very tough for them to actually capitulate China. In higher difficulties, Japan will steamroll China, and then you got issues they have to deal with. But you got Singapore, that's going to hold, so the Allies got rubber for now. And yeah, that's done for the Axis in 1942. Japan's more of a US, please handle that situation, so I'm not going to do with that. Anyway, HOI 4, UK guide, letting France fall. Thanks for watching.